Hi, everyone. My name is Alda, and today I will talk with you about community. And yes, I am nervous, and yes, I don't speak English so well. So if I made a mistakes, please be nice with me. Let's start. My name is Alda. I am a UX research lead design Elixir Brazil organizer, and I will introduce myself starting where I was born. Here in Brazil, we have this huge Amazon forest, so I was born in there, and in a little city called Baião in Pará. So I know much about huge rivers. So Tocantins River is the river that it's on the cross. It's the river that we born watching and using the river like roads, because there is no road. And this is my mom and my aunt on a boat. So this is how the people in this little city can go for the place that they want to go. And maybe you know some of Brazilians' Amazon foods. Brazilian nuts and cacao, açaí, vatapá. It's my food that I love to eat. One day, maybe all of you can taste. But today I'm living in São Paulo. São Paulo is a huge city, and it's far from where I was born. But São Paulo has a lot of culture and architectures, buildings, and it's a very beautiful city because it's a very high-tech city, but has this history, a lot of history and history buildings, and a lot of art, a lot of all the kind of things that a big city have: transit, a lot of buildings, tech buildings. And I think that São Paulo is almost like a little New York sometimes, but we have our Latin American problems, and we'll talk more later. But here are my preferred food. So coffee, feijoada. Here we have a small Japantown. We had a lot of street arts. So I want to talk about this because this is how Brazilian people lives, and I think that it's difficult to draw this reality, because we always are confronted with football and samba. So we are more than football and samba. In 2009, I decided that I will work with technology. So I arrived at the community, and I was thinking that I will have a very nice moment, but the reality is that nobody helps me learn to code, because I was a designer and I need this change career, but nobody wants to help me to learn. And this was a very difficult time. Many times I saw the developers almost just men, but they treat me like Regina, and they don't want that I sit with they. So they judged my code because my code was not so pro, and I was very uncomfortable with this situation because I think that I have a lot of difficulty to learn and to be what I want to be because of this this toxic comportment. So I felt that I'm, oh my God, I think I'm done. So I can't write the right code. I can do the things that everybody can do. So I'm not so good as men, and these feelings always stay with me in this time. So basically, I was every time with Voldemort, and it was very difficult. In every tech conference, I don't know if you can find me in this photo, but the sensation is like a lot of people struggle me, and I can't move, and I can't do the things that I want to do. So I'm here at the, how can I say, suffering to eat something because all the food is in the middle of everything, and I can reach. But the things changed a little bit. Years have passed, and I decided that it's my time to confront the community. So I start talking about how coders can do design without need a designer. So maybe trying to guarantee they can be they can do art too. But I have the sensation that the people are judging me too. And then I think that it's time to just cry, because that's what the rest to me. and I think that I don't want to be in a community anymore. I don't want to be part of community. I was so heartbroken that I can't do this. I think that I can't do this anymore. But one day, a friend of mine talked about network, make friends, make new friends in other communities, and try to use this to change these sensations. So I went to meetups, a lot of meetups with any kind of language. So I went to React meetups, I went to JavaScript meetups, and I explore other communities, hackathons, and other events, big events. And then one day, one big event in Brazil, almost 2,000 people, asked me to talk about women in tech. And I say yes, because my experience maybe will help someone. And yes, help it. I felt for the first time the community want me in there, and I love this sensation. And I remember that I want everyone to experience this. So I start mentoring at Rails Growth. I start to create open mic because we need to talk about diversity in tech. So we needed to talk, and I start this movement. I start to participate at panels about inclusion in tech, and always talking about these questions, because in this time, we didn't talk much about this. But one day I went to Natal. Natal, it's a beautiful city in the north of Brazil and northeast of Brazil. And in these events, a lot of girls are learning to code, and they are so young, and they love what they are doing and want so much to learn code. And this changed me, and because these young girls have the age of my daughters, and I asked, oh my God, what I'm doing with my life. If I didn't help these girls, is something wrong. So I received a letter, and this letter changed my life, because these letters say that it's one girl saying that she have the same problems that I have when I start to programming, and it's a cycle, and we need to break the cycle, because it's not fair that someone wants to learn code and can't because she thinks she can't, and this is terrible. So I think that I have to do something about this. Every time I think about a junior developer, because I was a junior developer, I think I remember of a baby's lot, because you have to love, you have to take care, you have to help, you have to be happy that this precious is here. So we didn't care much about junior developer. We have a problem with these questions. But was the moment that I know my role in the community. So, okay, I will be this gatekeeper, or this person that help junior people to get there. I became a teacher. I helped the first front-end class at Reprograma Project. Reprograma Project, it's a project focused for women, and I help IBM Girls Project too. I teach about diversity in tech for people who don't have don't talk much about this topic. I made the first woman-only Google Conf. I made the first Senai event about social responsibility and tech. Então, I changed a bit what we are going to talk. So let's talk about social responsibility, because tech can change some scenarios, and I believe a lot in this. In that, I created a panel with a lot of huge, important people of the community, Brazilian community, and that was the moment where I changed my role, because I'm not on the stage anymore. I'm putting people that can pass a message or say something about what we are living in tech, and I start to do this. At the background, I was always fighting for women respect, and remember this moment when I was at RubyConf, afraid of. So RubyConf called me to lead a diversity stage at RubyConf. It was the best RubyConf here in Brazil, and I'm so proud to make part of it. Everybody was supporting diversity in tech, including José, because he was in this event, in this conf. And we talk about trans people in technology, people of color in technology, women in technology, LGBTQ I plus in technology. So we was very afraid of talk about these topics because no one was talking, speaking, and maybe could be a problem. But we receive a lot of great moments, and women talk a lot, and people are there to share their opinions. So the community needs these moments, and we create these moments. People are was there to share lives and experience, and we doubled the woman attendance. So in this year, in this edition, past edition, we double the participation of women. José was in the main stage, and I remember that we talk a lot about, oh, you are here at free space at RubyConf. Can I speak, talk about one new language? And he used our free space to do a surprise open talk. So can I talk with the public? Yes, of course you can. What do you want to talk about? Oh, I'm going to talk about a new thing. And the people are so they want so much to see what Valim gave to us, it proposed to us. They are sitting on the floor, so we don't have chairs for these people. And he talks about Elixir. And in this time, we are living a situation in Brazil that we are living we are living this today too, because sometimes the media and everybody talks like be in the technology community is easy. It's just, you just need to want, and it's not like this. When you saw something like this tweet, you asked, oh, I have a fantastic world of software developers waiting for me, so it would be easy. But the reality is not so easy. One day in the big conf, they asked, which one of you learned to code on a computer you bought? So me, another woman, and a guy don't have these opportunities. So fantastic world for who? Who are these people that have privilege to have a computer, to study with a computer? This is this girl. I love her history, because she was writing code literally on a book. So she handwrite the code. That's the way she has to study, because she didn't have computer. And this is not a rare case in Brazil. A lot of people don't have money to buy a computer, and so don't have money and don't have ways to learn all these beautiful, magical things that we have. The community gave to her a laptop so she can study. And she went so well that she is starting an opportunity within IBM. So I think that sometimes people can't, it's not because they don't know, It's just because they don't have how. And maybe the community can help these people. Now I'm going to share a little bit about Brazil's scenarios. I don't know if you are, if you know these informations, I'm sorry, but we are passing for a very difficult moment because we are a huge country and we have over 211 million people in Brazil, so it's a lot of people. We lost 607,000 people to COVID. I don't know how to speak COVID in English. 40 million Brazilians don't have access to internet. We are talking about people that literally can open a site, can't have a smartphone, so they can't have access to internet. 5% of the population speak English. Only 1% is fluent. I am in this 5% because I can read, I can write, but I can't speak, as you can see, I can't speak fluent. So this is the reality in Brazil. But almost all the documentations, all the basic informations are in English, and this is a huge problem for us. Until 2024, we will have 70,000 new tech jobs openings only in Brazil. But our people are not able to do this and to take these tech jobs. And talking about our money and questions about people who are very rich billionaires and people don't have this, are very poor. We have almost 50% of our population that are very, very poor. Tech people are in the yellow range. So how can we pull those people up and change their lives? I think that is the most, the things that the things that I can't do much things, but I know that if we can involve the community, maybe we can change something. I believe in education for the masses. If the government does not do its job, I believe the community can do something, but I know that it's a government obligation. I was thinking a lot about the young girl's letter. She wants to learn anything. So why not Elixir? And I want this community to be safe to learn, because people need this safe place to learn and to share and to move on. I asked José if I made the Brazilian Elixir conference, could he be keynote speaker? So he said yes. And then in 28, he came for the first edition of Elixir Brazil in São Paulo. Our first edition, we have 108 people showed up. We started a movement, My Place in IT, to engage discussions about women's role in tech. In 2019, we made a second edition at Nubank in São Paulo. This time, we have over 400 people showed up, and we have our first keynote international keynote, Andrea. This time around, we have coffee, water, food, and music. And for the first time, we brought an entire classroom over the conference. They came from Rio and stayed 2 days in São Paulo. We covered the expenses only with the money that the people gave to us to be at the event, the conference. We impact new people, and this is awesome. This is a good and an important sensation that we're finally doing what we want to do in the past. We have here some community precious that we call in Portuguese cristalzinho precioso, the precious little crystal. The people to store in a jar, para guardar num potinho. It's when you love something that you want to put in a jar. And for us, Charlotte was always with us, even when she was in another country. Ramalho is an inspiration to us. Professor Adolfo is an important person and always helping people from the community. Ulysses wrote a very important book, paved the way for many others. We have Renan and Guilherme. They create an important ecosystem at Telegram, and they are always with us. Some Elixir only meetups start to emerge, and it was very important to our community. We went to Colombia to Elixir Conf LA, and for us, it's so important that Latin American people support each other. We met Francesco at Colombia, yes, on BBC. He is an inspiration for us, and he changed our lives. So pandemic came, and we need to rethink our conference format. I think that's a reality for a lot of you and a lot of people. We, for the first time, we will go virtual. And we had a strong woman participation, keynotes, opening the conf, and panels. We had an organic volunteer staff made with our community friends. So everybody in this photo, it's really, really, really friends. Bruce made everybody shed tears, so we cried a lot with his talk. And in 2021, we are seeing a very important movement. The YouTube channel Elixir Lab and the podcast Elixir in Foco create a valuable content in Portuguese, because we know that English is very important, but we believe that when a person starts at a career, they will have the opportunity to learn English because they will have money, and so these things will happen. But for the first time, this person is a new person at the community. We need to spare some Portuguese information. And this is our first Elixir Brazil first lineup. And for this edition, we will have sign language interpreters. This is the first time we are doing this. So I don't know if any other conference have sign language, but for Brazilian sign language, that they call Libra, will be the first time that one program language will have a sign. So like a name in this language. So I think it's important for us because we are creating something new and maybe something that will we could keep changing lives. Follow us on YouTube because the event will be free and we are going live on our channel. And I'm saying this because we decide to do something and not just be the person who watch things happen and do nothing. And we are doing what we can. And I showed you some examples how to change lives and with a simple things. And I believe the community are created and based on these shares. So that's it. Like we talk in Portuguese, só vamos, just go. And I think that COVID will not stop us in this point to share what is important for us and for others. This is my email, and I believe that you can change other lives too.
Thank you so much, Alda. Unmute yourself and clap really, really hard. Come on, let's hear you all. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for an inspirational talk. You know, I have to say, having been part of this community for 20 years, we're seeing a lot of positive change, and most of it coming in the last 4 to 5 years. But we've come a long way, and I'm really, really proud to have been part of it. And in doing so, also being proud to have met people like you who are really active in doing such a huge difference. Now we have some questions. Please feel free to post your questions in the Hove app. The first question, which has in part already been answered, came from Fabian, who's also in Brazil. Fabian, you want to unmute yourself?
Hi, Alda. Hi, Alda.
Yeah.
Thank you. My video is not working. Primeiramente, parabéns, tá? É muito legal. But my question in English is, how did COVID impact your work? And what were the additional difficulties thinking about the Brazilian situation, let's say?
Okay. We suffered a lot because we had a theater reserved, and I paid the theater with my money, so we have to manage all these things. We have international speakers that we need to cancel and maybe stay with this person in a virtual event, but it's some people at my family dies in this process, so it's not what was not so easy because we are immersed in this situation. Our country suffer a lot because our government don't do the job, and I think, but when we decide to do a virtual edition, we decide to do this because we can't stop. We can't stop. The community can't stop, and people need this presence, the people presence to move on. And I think that we were very sad. We are very sad. We're still very sad. We're still in this mental health situation that struggles us. because we can't be productive, we can't be so smart, we have a lot of problems, but we think that community needs to be together and talk, even if this was virtually. So impact a lot. We almost lost 1 year of planning to do everything from zero in the virtual format. And we learned a lot with this experience, but it was sad.
I have a follow-up question on that, because at least, whenever something negative happens, I try to think, okay, what are the opportunities? How can we turn this into a positive? What positive changes has COVID had? Has it forced you to do things differently? And if so, what has this different approach, has it had a wider, larger impact? Or
I believe that we are okay. We are Brazilians. We love see people. We love touch people, because that's how the things happen here. So hi, hello, oh, I miss you, and we suffered a lot. Oh my God, I can see people. I can be at the bar and drinking and cheering with the community. But what we learned from this is the community can adapt and can learn fast. We start to do things more asynchronous. I don't know if I speak the words right, but we are more no asynchronous. So we wait to see the people, to talk with the people, and then we learn to send emails and chat more, and maybe Telegram. It's a huge ecosystem that help us, because all the information are there, and then we learn to be more asynchronous. And I think this is a huge impact in our life and how the things goes here.
I mean, I see it from our events where we've been able to have such a bigger outreach, such a wider outreach, and when working together with Erlang Ecosystem Foundation. And the hard part in giving these events is not giving away free tickets or free places, but it's actually finding the people who really need it. And by going virtual, I think it has allowed us to really bring on many more people to the community than we otherwise would not have been able to do. And then this also goes into other areas such as teaching. I know myself, yes. I love teaching, but I managed pre-pandemic to maybe fit in one maximum of 2 courses per year, because the travel, being away from home, being away from the children, made it hard. Now, it's just I kind of walk from the bedroom to the study, yes. And there, I give the course, and I'm home even before, I'm there. So, I can go in and flip my burgers or cook or whatever as soon as I'm done teaching, and that has allowed me to probably treble the number of courses and tutorials I give every year, yes. which is at least it's and it wouldn't have been possible had this digital transformation not been forced upon us.
Yes, I think that the digital transformation for us have a huge impact because of this data that I talk about.
Yeah.
How people will be on the internet if they don't have internet. So this reality appears with COVID, because many people are at home, home office, but some don't, and they can.
And we have time for one last question. And Torben Hoffman, if you're there.
I am. I am. Thank you, Alda,
Yes.
for the passion. Thank you for the perseverance, and thumbs up to keeping that up. So I tried teaching Elixir to young girls and boys, and they wanted more visual things. And this is a number of years ago, so I didn't have scenic to throw into the mix there. So I had to go away for that. Has that been an issue for you, or how are you dealing with this today?
Okay, this was, and we found that we are not talking about basic things. We almost we want to talk about things that for they are so complex they can catch. So we start to talk about foundations of things. So we almost let's create this love for coding first, and then we will talk about Elixir. And we almost say that with Elixir you can do more easy, but we present the code universe first. So they are okay, that's it. And then we show the basics of Elixir, and in this Professor Adolfo and other people's help a lot to pavement this way.